Joining us today on the Consumer Warning Network is Rhode Island attorney George Babcock, who has seen success with the reduce-the-note tactic used in court to help homeowners in his state save their home. Mr. Babcock, thank you for joining us.
No problem.
You've had some success, which is good to the ears of all the homeowners listening right now. Tell us how exactly you've managed to get judges there and banks up there to stop the insanity.
In many cases, at least with the folks that I'm representing, I find that banks have taken shortcuts, and those shortcuts have allowed me to catch the ear of judges, at least to be willing to hear these cases. I think that they're willing to hear these cases because of what's happened to the economy, because of what's happened with the foreclosure and mortgage industry.
Tell me the general scenario. So you have people who've come to you, they've got a foreclosure notice, and what do they say to you? What do you do?
Well, they come to me, they've got a foreclosure notice. Most of the time the notice is from a bank or from someone that they've never heard of. If that's the case, what I do is I take the time to run a title. If I feel as though I have a valid case, and a valid case would be a situation where the bank that's foreclosing is not in the chain of title, I'll ask the Rhode Island Superior Court to issue a restraining order on the basis that the bank that is foreclosing doesn't have standing to foreclose.
They don't have a right to foreclose because they're not on the title.
They're not on the title, and they're not following the statute. In order to foreclose, you have to own the note and you have to own the mortgage. That's what the Rhode Island statute says.
So what happened in this whole process that has led so many of these lenders not to have the proper paperwork?
Well, I think a lot of it is caused by mere arrogance, that the mortgage paper, the notes have been traded so many times that the notes get lost, they get misplaced, or they're simply not transferred. And in many instances, because people just don't know their rights, people just let it go. They give up. I try to advocate not giving up, and I get in there and I try to give them a fair shot. And to this point, it's been successful.
The lenders count on people giving up.
Absolutely. I mean, that's the key to the success. They want people to give up. They want to take those properties back. No matter how much banks tell you that they don't want to take properties back, trust me, they fight tooth and nail to be able to go forward with these foreclosures, even when you have people that want to work out a deal with these banks.
And so tell me about the victory. What happened?
Well, sometimes the victory is just having the other side quit. So last week I had two matters, both on the formal and special cause calendar in Rhode Island, which is the arm of the Superior Court that handles these matters. And in both situations, the foreclosing bank walked away. They removed the need for a restraining order by basically saying, we know we can't foreclose. And they walked away. So that's a win. Now, we might have to have another fight down the road to ultimately resolve the matter. But at this point, my clients are living in their houses, and they know that they're safe at this point because these banks can't foreclose on them because they haven't done anything right.
Essentially, your people get their homes now?
No, they don't get their homes, and I don't advocate that. What I advocate is that the banks that are doing the foreclosures do them right. People that I represent realize that they've taken out loans, and they realize that they've received a benefit. But what I try to do is I try to point out to these banks that even though they've benefited, what these banks are doing through these improper foreclosures has a negative value. So what I try to do is I try to work it out. What I try to do is get my client to go forward, to make a reasonable offer to these banks, and to try to work these things out. And that's what I'm looking for in all of these cases, is a reasonable accommodation where whomever the investor is in this loan gets paid, and the homeowner gets to stay in his home and pay a reasonable price for the property.
So the lenders are essentially trying to do business as usual, but the whole paradigm has changed. Is that not right?
Well, it's changed at least in a few cases. I mean, as I said, most people still give up. I mean, it's hard to get the word out. People give up. People feel hopeless and they feel helpless, and they feel as though they can't afford to fight this battle, and they walk away.
And what do you recommend?
You go in and you fight till the end. And you know, if you lose, you lose. If you win, you've won a great victory. And I'm confident that in many of the cases that I have, in fact, most of the cases I have, I think that I'm going to bring my clients to a positive result.
Here we are. You've got more and more homeowners facing foreclosure. There were 3 million foreclosures last year. People have thrown up their hands in many cases and walked away. As you're seeing, judges are becoming more receptive. what is the single most important thing that we can all do as homeowners in our communities to stop this?
You have to make the banks and the attorneys that are representing them prove that they have the right to foreclose, that they, in fact, have standing to foreclose.
Well, congratulations. We're happy to hear that you are seeing some success with the Produce the Note strategy, and I hope that it gives homeowners hope as they fight for their homes.
Well, I hope it does too.
Mr. Babcock, thank you again for joining us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.